Ancient Non-Mystery School. There is absolutely nothing over the years, and I'm talking about the many years, that's more dangerous than deception. That's why it's very important to pay attention and learn from absolutely everything. Because not only learning, comprehending. Because comprehension is even important, more important than the information itself. So pay attention and learn from absolutely everything in existence. And that is the key to unlocking the mind's omnipresence. Because I find deception very disturbing. So did Malcolm X. So did Malcolm Jamal Warner. So did Dr. Sebi, Dr. Delbert Blair, Phil Schneider, William Cooper, Nat Turner, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Edgar Evans, Tupac Shakur, Afeni Shakur. They all had that in common. They found deception very disturbing as well. Because all of them also have this other thing in common, this vital information. Of course, Dr. Sebi. Recently, Malcolm Jamal Warner had a lot to offer. And of course, him drowning or however they orchestrate and set everything up. Prince later on in his life. Of course, Michael Jackson, the Angel Michael, in my opinion. But all of these people that I've named had great things to offer. And a lot of them also participated eventually in contracts that unfortunately I consider death contracts. Because anything on the surface often leads to the deception, one way or the other, because we're in a world of deception. And that's why, in order for us to really prosper, we have to stop receiving information from the machine, because it's always going to give you poison. Everything that it does is either a trap or a program. But those Akashic downloads is what I find very important to us, because they have a lot to do with discernment and comprehension of what we're facing. And I believe that here in this realm of deception, we're deceived a lot. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't hear too many people saying it, but this is just what I feel personally about voting and things like that. As we can see, rather we vote for Kamala or Trump, they're both wings to the same wicked bird. I saw that example the other day with Barack Obama when he allegedly, or he implied, that every young man, I'm not quoting it specifically, but basically should have a gender-confused mentor. And, you know, I've always known since years back that they used a black face to get votes. But usually what people don't touch on is that that black face was used to hijack the rainbow, the promise that biblical people understand is what God gave us as a promise, that he would never destroy the world again in water. But the rainbow's been hijacked. And a demonic regime, in my opinion, hijacked the rainbow. You know, personally, I think a rainbow is very beautiful, but it's been taken and used totally opposite of what initially it was symbolic of. That's a form of deception. So Obama turned out to be an abomination. And Trump just blew the trumpet to announce pestilence Revelation 9, basically. The opening of the abyss. So be looking towards the ocean, because you'll be surprised what's beneath the earth. Quoting Scarface. But yeah, that's why words, when it has a lot to do with people on the television, I'm more focused on behavior, because your behavior is a better communication than the lying tongue. The lying tongue will tell you anything, like all young men should have gender-confused mentors. See, that's a form of terrorism, because if you go along with that kind of program, you've already been programmed. And most likely, if you've been to a lot of concerts, if you watched a lot of televised programs, most likely you're programmed anyway. So I don't even make sense to you. But to those who probably have snapped out of the illusion of lies, it makes perfect sense. This is a demonic angle that they have always came with, to tell you lies, but make the lies look like they make sense in order to really slowly destroy you. Because all of their programs are psyops, no matter who it is. Anybody that's on TV that's getting millions of dollars, they go through rituals, and they are not going to successfully ever teach you anything that's vital. They must give you psychological poison. And just like the ones who work in the shadows, physically, they must destroy you with poison as well. Mind, body, and spirit on all angles. The archons that are in controlling the images that we see on television. The archons that control them, whole agenda is to destroy us. Because there is a war. War is not coming, the war has always been, and we're waist deep in the spiritual war. The war of the mind, body, and spirit. It's not just a battlefield of the mind, it's a battlefield of those three. The mind, the body, and the spirit. Psychologically, through playing a song over and over again, through pushing an agenda, taking advantage of your fashion, making your clothes feminine. I went to the store the other day, and I kept going to the men's section, but I didn't see any men clothes. That's deception, and it's very disturbing. All of the shorts that men wear look like biker tights, look like Daisy Dukes. So, that's teaching hate to not wear Daisy Dukes. That's how that sounded to me when somebody say I'm spreading hate. Because the truth will destroy a mountain of lies. And the truth is that it's deception. It's deception and it's possession to make you something you're not. All of the transhumanism and all of the manipulation that's going on. People wanting to be dogs. People wanting to be everything other than their natural selves. So wherever the knowledge is limited, it's always a prison. So yes, I agree, it is a prison planet. And everything on the surface. That's why, I'm a deep believer in extraterrestrials. But when the government said that they were real, then I started doubting it. Because the government never really tells us anything about the spiritual aspect. So that's why I lean more into that. I'm not saying that there isn't extraterrestrials, but I think that we are the hybrids. We are the hybrids. We're all, as I was learning earlier on the program, we all are multi-dimensional entities. There's no telling what's in your blood. There's not even one blood type, of course. So therefore, we're a variation of many things. We are always in consistency with deception, a variation of deceptions. It's rather what we eat, what we listen to. All of it is to keep everyone docile and ignorant to what's actually going on. And that's why I always say, are you here to learn from the university? The Akashic University is what I'm speaking of when I'm saying the university. Or do you want to continue to participate on a mass level in the prison planet deception. This is the deception when you're told to go do this, and if you do that, or you won't be able to work, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you take the marks, unless you take the deception, unless you take the jabs, you won't be able to function in the life and the system that they created. So are we going to go with nature's law or man's law? Yeah, it's very important that we realize those things. And like I said, every concert is a program, every large event that everyone is participating in. And the driving of the spirit is definitely the music. And in scriptures it says that music and all of these things that seem to enchant our minds all come from archonic entities of a sort. And everything that's beautiful, that feels good, everything that has to do with love, of course, comes from the source. Nothing else needs any credit except the divine creator of all things, the master creator, not the creators of deception or these harvesters of our spirits and souls. Rather, what you ever call it, they're all demonic in nature. They're against man, woman, and child. So that's my take on it. You know, I want the rainbow back. You know, I'm tired of participating and going along, as they say, with the get along game. Because the get along game leads us into sickness, mental imprisonment, and basically just ignorance of genocide to come. So, of course, this is Saint Germain, Ancient Non-Mysteries.